Welcome back. Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump refers to Chicago as, quote, a war zone. Still, though, Whole Foods is seeing an opportunity in the Windy City as the Wall Street made money off of Chicago's struggling schools. That's according to the Wall Street Journal this morning. Jeff Flock is near a Whole Foods market in Chicago's Englewood neighborhood. Jeff, good morning to you.
Maria, good morning to you. I come to you from, this year it is the second most violent neighborhood in Chicago. This is Englewood. Lots of trouble here. If you put the numbers up in Chicago this year, murders up 44%, and this is one of the hotbeds of that. 525 murders so far this year alone in Chicago. That is, as I said, up 44%. Although in September, we just got the September numbers out, and September the shootings and the murders are down. But Donald Trump, of course, has made this a big campaign issue. Listen to some of what he has said about Chicago as he has pounded this on the campaign trail.
In Chicago, they've had thousands of shootings, thousands, since January 1st. More than 3,000 people have been shot in Chicago since January. More than 3,000 people have been shot in Chicago. Since January. Is this a war-torn country? What are we doing?
Well, what they're doing is where some see a war zone, Maria, others see opportunity. This is the Whole Foods that just opened here in the last week, and maybe you see it's not a dumbed-down Whole Foods. This is one that has the mums and the jack-o'-lanterns outside and the squash outside. Now, of course, there is, as we passed by here this morning, as you see, perhaps a Chicago police officer outside. They do patrol around here, but this is something called Englewood Square. This is a whole new development here, and I don't know if you see over here as well, if we ride over, there's a Starbucks that just opened in addition to the Whole Foods as well. So, you know, as you know, you cover a war. There are some places where there's skirmishes going on, and there are other places where life goes on, and some sprouts of hope in the Englewood community here, as well as all the trouble that goes on as well, Maria.
Jeff, I mean, you know, we saw another murder this weekend in Chicago. How does it feel to you on the ground? It certainly reads incredibly dangerous.
I've lived here for 30-plus years. There were more murders in Chicago in the late 80s and 90s than there are now. Sometimes I do think we overplay it a bit. Clearly this year it's up. The numbers are up, but I tell you, it does not feel unsafe to me at all here. You know, it depends on where you go. If you go in the wrong place, part of town, in the wrong time of day and show up somewhere, you may get into trouble. But, you know, life goes on for the most part here, under the watchful eye of the police often, but life goes on.
All right, Jeff, thank you. Jeff Flock with the latest in Chicago this morning.